Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here. I hope you're having an amazing day. We're going to take another look here at CRV, see what's going on, of course, to help understand best practice and big picture, and of course, help you get on the right track, hopefully, with this coin. I got a lot of requests for it because of the simple fact that we're obviously seeing a sharp increase here today. That's likely due to the fact that Bitcoin is, I wouldn't say even remotely back on track, but it did have a nice correction to the upside of about 3.5%. And that, I think, speaks pretty loud in some coins that are, trying to break free and essentially break back up in the overall sense of the word, because we've obviously been on a downtrend for some time. Either way, that being said, I'm not a financial advisor. Just want you to know that. I love teaching people how to trade. I hope you can learn something here today. My goal is to teach you how to become a better trader. So that's why I have a trading academy, community, and signal group. Link in the description below. Check that out in your own time. But generally speaking, the concept here is quite straightforward with CRV. We've got the price getting rejected by a Fibonacci retracement level of $2.46. We've also got the price breaking through the 20, but the 50-day SMA so far is working as a resistance. So a close above the 50 would be fantastic. Close below could imply that might be the highest point which we'll see CRV go for a little while. Again, just some things to kind of think about, but we are breaking free potentially. Once again, we want the candlestick to close at or higher of where it's at. But for right now, the one-day candlestick is telling us that we want the RSI is trying to break 50. That's a pretty strong thing, pretty good thing here, and we also have a potential MACD convergence as well. So all in all, the macro looks really good here. The daily looks fantastic for CRV. We're just getting rejected out so far tentatively by a key level resistance as well as 50 SMA on the daily. Okay, take a look at the 4 hour. This is where things get interesting here. We're above all moving averages here on the 4 hour, which is very, very positive. A lot of times when you see that can work as a very strong support level, especially when we're above the 200, and that's what we're seeing so far right now. Now, there's no guarantees it's going to hold, but on the same accord, that does have a tendency of holding prices in place for the most part. If we look at the RSI though, overextended on the 4 hour, it needs to come back down, calm down, relax. So this push is very nice, but it's also something that we need to acknowledge in the sense that it's one of those. It's an important thing to know that we're overextended here for the moment, and the price may likely come back down. Okay, so again, that's just kind of what we're looking at here for the moment as far as that's concerned. We just hit a 9 on TD sequential about 8 hours ago, and the likelihood of a continuation higher from here is pretty low. And again, we don't actually want that. We want it to stay where it's at and consolidate before it legs up again, so we don't get this over-exhausted state, because we're already kind of there yet. So if that makes any sense, hopefully I explained that correctly, but generally speaking, the 4 hour does look very good. It just rose up really quick here recently, and we need to let it calm down before it comes up again. Okay, so I would expect a slight retracement. If we were to see one, we want a retracement no lower than the 50-day SMA, which puts us at about $2.26. So we want nothing lower than $2.26 for right now. Looking at the 1 hour, let's go ahead and see if there's any indication here. First of all, we hit an 8 and then a 9 on TD sequential. So once again, overexhausted. The likelihood of an increase from here is quite low. Even if Bitcoin does rally and do really well today, we may not see CRV shoot much higher. But once again, that could happen, don't get me wrong. But generally speaking, we should expect the price to kind of go sideways where it's at between, just say, a range of 225 upwards of 245. So just we should see a channel type of trade for a little bit until it consolidates and potentially legs up again. This is all contingent on, of course, Bitcoin doing well in the next 24 to 48 hours. Bitcoin does poorly when we have the Fed meeting here today. We could see a different result from CRV, a decently larger correction than we're anticipating. But for now, we shouldn't expect the price to come tremendously lower than 235, maybe 225, and that's about it. Okay. So anyways, that's kind of where we're at in that regard. Taking a look, one last thing here before we're done, and probably going to be pretty obvious, but we're back up above the cloud. But this lagging span is getting closer to the price action. So if the price doesn't increase soon, it would basically be telling us to close our long position. So in other words, this momentous trend is potentially coming to an end. We actually want it to, in that sense, to consolidate effectively so we can have more legs to stand on later and not shoot too high. So in truth, right now, CRV is actually looking very good. We should expect, once again, sideways action. And if you do have a long position open, Not saying you want to sell it at all, but it is telling us that in 12 hours, if the price doesn't increase above 245, then we should consider trimming our position at the very least. That's generally what it's telling us here. So again, good stuff there in that sense. All in all, CRV is looking pretty darn good. I like what I see here so far. I do think there's strong continuation potential for this coin, especially how well it's done the last 4 days comparative to Bitcoin. Okay, so I wouldn't say it's independent of Bitcoin. Still reliant on that success because today's push was definitely part of that. But on the same accord, we got to recognize the fact that it's picking up momentum, it's picking up steam, and if we can start making higher highs and higher lows in the larger time frames, we're going to be in much better shape to be able to see this continue. But for now, we're looking for a close above, I would say, 225 in the next couple of days to potentially have that be the bottom and a bounce. But we may actually see the price kind of hang out at 235 for a while too. Couple of different scenarios, of course, but generally speaking, all in all, pretty good shape here for CRV. And as per usual, very strong potential for this coin. This coin has tremendous potential if you take a look at the big picture. And I can tell you that I don't think it's done yet. It definitely looks like it wants to continue. That being said, I hope you learned something here today. Feel free to comment below if you did. And if you want to become a better trader, once again, CryptoCache.tech is the link in the description below. I'm looking forward to working with you. We'll learn and grow together. It's an amazing experience. Thank you so much to my current community members as well, especially those who request that I cover this. And just anyway, regardless of how you look at it, just your continued support over the last months and or year. It's been a fantastic experience. Thank you so much. We'll look forward to seeing you in the next video. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you.